told you before, that's a no-no.
That's a no-no, Mr. Hewitt.
Turner. I'm Eddie Turner.
Whatever you say, Mr. Hewitt.
I don't understand you. Do you know that? I don't understand you at all. You're a complete enigma to me. After all, you were the one who picked the name Hewitt for yourself.
I changed my mind.
I can't imagine why. After all, Charles Hewitt is a respected citizen. Eddie Turner is a wanted criminal.
Well, but for one crime. That's all, Mr. Barris. I never did anything else, so I'll give back the money. Most of it anyway. Except for what I paid you. You can keep that, Mr. Barris.
That's very nice of you.
See what it is? I told you, Mr. Barris. I have a family. I want to go back to them, that's all. I miss my wife too much. I miss my little boy. Sure, I'll have to do time. But for a first offense, it won't be too bad.
Yes, but my friend, we made a firm deal. You knew there was no way I could afford to let you get out of here, even if I'd wanted to. That's why you decided to go over the fence, isn't it?
Okay. You're right. Okay, we made a deal. I'll go through with it. No problem, Mr. Barris.
Ah, but there is. You see, if we let you loose in Indianapolis as Hewitt, you'll go to the nearest phone booth and tell the police that you're Turner. You've just warned me to expect that.
Get out of here. Ain't gonna be enough old lady Turner left to bother about.
Sorry, Dan. I know how much you enjoy this.
The best part is the conclusion, which you are delaying. So what is it? And it had better be good.
Tony Carbo, Harry Llewellyn, Mike Random, Fuzzy King, Vince Noonan. That good enough?
All wanted criminals. who are all, by the way, still very much wanted. What's good about that?
They may have a lead on all of them.
Now you're talking.
Oh, no, it's not that big a lead yet. Just an idea they may have all disappeared through the same door.
What kind of a door?
Well, something like the government does for witnesses who testify against the mob, foreign agents who defect. The government relocates them, gives them a new name, new social security number, credit rating, complete identity transplant.
And you think some private enterprise criminals went into that business?
That's what I think.
Why do you think that?
There's a man named Charles A. Hewitt was killed in a car crash. At least he was Hewitt according to his ID, which checks out solid gold. But his fingerprints say that he's Eddie Turner.
He was Turner, the armored car driver who walked up with $1 million in cash last month?
No question.
All right, Link. You want the assignment, you got it.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, but Mr. Wentworth is here, sir.
Thank you. I'll send you a memo. Mr. Wentworth, hope I didn't keep you waiting.
All right. Press relations officer is releasing a story to the effect that the body was very badly burned and there will be no identification at this time. And no mention of Eddie Turner. Now, how's that?
Very good.
Robbery said Turner was last seen at the Red Roulette Room in Westbrook.
Red Roulette Room.
Which, by coincidence, is also the last location they had on Vince Noonan after he robbed First National. Maybe not by coincidence.
Maybe not. Maybe it's a contact point. What would you say Eddie Turner had in common with Noonan and the others who disappeared lately?
Money to buy new identities.
Right, and something else. They wouldn't have to change their IDs if they hadn't committed highly visible crimes.
All right, everybody, over here! Move it! Now, y'all gonna be smart people, and nobody's gonna get hurt. All right, raise them. Raise them.
The driver of the getaway car has been apprehended. The second suspect remains at large. He's been identified as Adam Waxon, known jewelry thief. The loss has been estimated at over $700,000 in jewels and cash. Among the missing jewels is a 5-carat ruby, appraised at $30,000. The missing suspect is described as 6 feet tall, brown hair, blue eyes, weight 180 pounds. There are no leads to his whereabouts at this time.
Hey, Mac, turn that thing off,
That's all
will
we
you?
have right now. We'll try and keep you informed.
Well, they mean no leads. They got a make on him. And his partner must have snitched.
You think so, huh?
No, sir. Just a matter of time. Unless you can find a way out.
What do you mean? Like out of town?
That can be done yet. See, this friend of mine, just about had him cornered. All of a sudden, gone, man. Just plain flat out gone.
Yeah?
Yeah, he told me about this outfit. You give him a complete change of identity. I don't mean just a phony driver's license. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that.
Is that right?
Yeah, he must have made contact, because they sure never busted him. And nobody ever heard from him again. I mean, nobody.
What's his name? Your friend?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his name is now. He used to be Eddie Turner.
Yeah, this is George. I got an interesting customer here.
What's interesting about him, George?
He's been sitting here a couple of hours over one drink talking about the guy that knocked off the jewelry store today. I think maybe he is the guy.
Does he fit the description on the news?
He fits perfect. Not only that, he keeps harping about an ID change. And he claims he knows Eddie Turner.
Give him a drink, George, on the house.
Did I order that?
Didn't you? It's all right.
On the house.
Yep, here's one for the roadblock.
MW2 to MW3.
Yeah.
He's been in there a long time.
Charlie, I'm gonna give him 5 minutes, then I'm gonna do a walkthrough.
Well, he's not gonna like it.
Well, if anything happens to him, I'm not gonna like it. So we're starting even.
Adam Waxon. George was right. It's him.
None of the loot is here. Well, of course not. Wake him up.
Good evening, Mr. Waxon. You may still have a slight vertigo, but it'll go away in a few minutes. Please relax. I'm sure you've been on that side of a two-way mirror before.
Yeah, but they always told me what I was charged with. So who are you?
My name is Barris around here.
What is it someplace else?
You know, I've had so many names in so many different places that I've almost entirely forgotten who I was to start with. Can you believe that?
Do I have to?
No, sir. All you have to do is decide who you want to be. I'm going to offer you a deal which you can accept or turn down. The only catch is you only have one shot at it. No changing your mind afterwards. Is that clear?
Okay, what's the deal?
I can make Adam Waxon disappear from the face of the earth. And in his place will be a new person, a new name, new identity and future. Like being born again. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, if you can deliver.
Give me 30 days to convince you. Stay here as my guest. during which time we'll build up an absolutely new persona for you. Birth certificates, driver's license, credit cards. Not forgeries, actual documents issued under your new name, with applications and approvals filed at the actual offices. I have people who can do that.
How much will it cost?
It varies. For you, $100,000.
100? Are you kidding? Why?
Because you can pay it. The full amount is due on the day you leave here. My people will take you to wherever you've stashed the jewels.
And I suppose they better be there.
Not only that, my friend. These 30 days are a kind of quarantine, during which time my people will check everything about you, from your photo to your fingerprints. If you're not exactly who and what you say you are, I warn you, don't accept this deal.
What happens then?
You'll be drugged again and taken back to more or less the place where we found you. No harm done, since you know nothing at all about me or this location. Oh, by the way, I have witnesses to swear that you were drunk, so you can't even touch the bartender. Well, what do you say? Do we have a deal or not?
Let me put it this way. 1 Mickey a day is enough.
Height?
6 feet.
Weight?
180.
Hair?
Brown.
Eyes?
Blue.
Choice of residence?
What residence?
Where would you like to live in your future life?
Oh, yeah. How about Seattle?
Is Seattle a place where you're not known?
Yeah, right. How many people you process through here in a day?
Very few.
Say a guy wanted to run out on his alimony and child support payments. Can you fix that up?
Well, that type of individual would hardly be able to pay our prices.
You only handle high-class criminals, huh?
Have you given any thought to a new name?
Yeah. Yeah, Wilson. Thomas Wilson.
Middle name?
Joseph.
Thomas Joseph Wilson is wanted for bigamy in the state of Washington. Shall we try again?
You really dig that, huh?
Yeah, she looks familiar.
She does? Then it's true what they say about her.
What do they say about her?
She used to be a high-class hooker.
What's a hooker doing around here?
She walked out on this crazy pimp. Now he's looking to kill her. Ah. You don't know anything about that?
Not me.
She doesn't look like a hooker, does she? But you can't tell by looks. Do I look like a man who owes the government $2.5 million?
I didn't know you could cheat that much on welfare. I wonder who planted that story about you.
Maybe I did.
Yeah, I figured that.
Maybe it's true.
No, I figured just the opposite. You were never a hooker. You see, that would have come out in your pre-trial investigation.
Just what do you know about me?
Your picture was in all the papers when you were arrested for shooting your boyfriend.
Whose picture?
Come on, whose picture? Susan Lawrence.
All right, I am not Susan Lawrence, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Not since the process room, right?
Who the hell are you anyway?
You mean before or in my future life?
You know what? I don't really care.
It's a positive ID, I'm afraid. 4 witnesses. Is Captain Evers all right?
All right, Sergeant. Thank you very much.
Oh, can you just see Link all boozed up and passed out in a bar?
The bartender. He could have slipped Link a Mickey.
Do you really think so?
It's gotta be.
Oh, Charlie. How could we have let this happen to Link? We should have checked sooner.
We couldn't have checked sooner. We ordered to lay back.
I don't care what we were ordered.
Come on now, Katie. The man went in there to make a contact, and he made it.
Oh, great. Huh. The operation was a success, but the patient died.
All right, honey. Link could be in trouble. If he is, we know how he got there. If I go the same route, We'll find out.
I'm going with you.
Wait a minute.
Why not?
Because it makes more sense for you to stay right here?
And do what? Sit around and wonder what's happened to the two of you? Charlie, can you wear a wire when you go under?
Oh, wait, to check me over.
And if we set up a close surveillance, can you guarantee not to lose it?
I don't even want that. A close surveillance will blow this whole deal.
Exactly, and any other kind of surveillance is useless, right?
Huh?
So you'd be in there alone.
Yeah, but that cannot be helped.
Well, maybe there's one thing that could help.
What is that?
Somebody in there with you.
If I asked you real nicely, would you consider coming along?
Maybe.
Well, well, well. Look what we've got here. You came in the front door like you've been here before. You knew just where you were going, what you were doing. What are you doing here, baby, huh? Who's Susan Lawrence?
Nobody. I don't know. It's just that I had some computer training and I like to fool around once in a while.
I like to fool around
So
myself.
go find your own computer.
Now, listen to me. You could get yourself in a lot of trouble. Now, I don't snitch on friends.
Thank you. Now get your hands off me.
Hey, come on. You don't know what a good friend old Pete could be.
Stop!
Hey! Hey, come on! Grab her, the girl, she knows all about us!
What's going on?
All right, break it up. Break it up now.
You heard him. Back off.
We have a seriously injured man on our hands. I don't know if he's going to live or die.
If he dies, does he get his name back? Or are you gonna mark his grave with a blank credit card?
His name is Kerman. I may or may not appreciate your humor after I find out exactly what happened here.
When you made your deal with this lady, did you explain to her that part of it was you'd have to submit to rape?
Is that what happened?
Sure, she was trying to get away from him. I tried to help her. He came at me, I ducked. Kerman went over the rail.
They seem to have a different version.
She knows all about us.
She what?
He said grab her. She knows all about
I
us.
suppose you explain to Mr. Barris exactly what she's supposed to know, huh?
Well?
Well, he didn't say.
Mr. Barris, they were seen coming out of the computer room.
What were you doing there?
She was there because he forced her in there.
I asked her.
It's true.
Kerman took you and forced you inside.
Yes.
Through the grill, which was always kept locked.
Well, it wasn't locked then.
How did Mr. Kerman manage to do that?
Why don't you go ask him?
If he regains consciousness, be sure that I will.
For you. I just wanted to say thanks.
Okay, welcome, I think. I appreciate the gesture. I might enjoy it even more if you tell me what you were doing in the computer room.
It was the first time I got caught. I was in there 4 straight nights trying to make that dumb computer cough up, but I can't figure out the key.
What'd you want coughed up?
Some answers about my sister, where she is, what her name is now.
You mean you're not Susan Lawrence?
I'm Jenny. There's a very strong resemblance. How is it you have such a remarkable memory for a face you just saw in the newspapers?
Tell me, how'd you get in here?
Well, my sister told me about this identity change thing before she jumped bail. She also told me about the red roulette room where you make the contact. So when I decided I had to find her, the only way was to go to the same place and do what she did.
Why'd you want to find her so badly?
Because there's new evidence in her case. It shows that she never shot the guy. Her lawyer told me that if Susan will come out of hiding, she has a good chance to clear herself.
She's got a good sister, too. Very talented. How'd you learn to pick locks?
It seemed reasonable that what I wanted would be behind a locked door, so I made friends with a locksmith.
A computer programmer, too.
That I know something about myself. I'm a mathematician. Obviously, I don't know enough.
Did you learn anything from the computer?
No, nothing. Just some gibberish about supermarkets.
About what?
Supermarkets. Which locations in certain areas are the most profitable, the most steadily tenanted. Why are you asking so many questions?
Jenny, I'm going to take a chance and level with you. I'm a police officer. I'm telling you this because I want you to do as I say. Stay away from the computer room from now on. Don't do anything to make Mr. Barris nervous. Anything. Because if we're being investigated, we got enough trouble already.
Identification. Michael Callahan.
Who's she?
His girlfriend. Name's Amy. He told George he's Harry Callahan's son. Supposed to be a contract out on him.
This is the only way the old man could figure to keep him alive.
The girl decided she'd miss him too much, so she decided to come along.
Keep them company. They're faking it. Who are they? I'll get it out of them. No, not yet. Let them run free. See where they lead us.
Who's winning? Not very friendly around here.
Kick the pants off the both of you.
Well, you go right ahead, because it is worth it seeing you.
We were really worried about you, big guy.
Maybe you know I'm worried about you. How'd you go under?
Well, the Organized Crime Division has a big-time hoods kid under protective custody, right?
Michael Callahan.
That's right. That's me, and she's my old lady.
There's no accounting for taste.
I suppose you lost your surveillance.
Well, we didn't set up any. We didn't want to risk blowing the deal.
Oh, that's terrific. Charlie, you walked right smack into a mousetrap. I don't know where this Barris learned his business, but he's an expert. He's got all bases covered. He's got guards on both sides of the fence 24 hours a day. He's got one phone in the house. It's a radio phone. He's got a month to make us one way or another. We got no way out. Maybe with the three of us, it's a little bit less impossible.
Yeah, well, you might change your mind about that. We didn't drink the Mickey. Barris took our blood pressure, and he could be on to us.
At this point, all he knows is the fact you didn't drink the Mickey for some reason. Kate, you're going to tell him the reason.
I changed my mind. I mean, I'm a woman. I can change my mind, right?
Nobody's arguing that you're not a woman, dear. But whether that entitles you to back down on a serious deal we made...
Oh, serious. I've never been that serious, and I didn't like this setup from the beginning. No thanks to your bartender. I saw him put something in our drinks, you know.
Did you drink them?
Well, of course not. Would you? I clued Mike that I didn't want to get involved in any setup where they drugged us. But he said we could just fake it. Anyway, he talked me into it.
But now you want to leave him.
Yes. I've decided it's a mistake. I don't want to go through all of this just for him. I think you can allow me one little mistake. My father would appreciate it.
Oh, your father would appreciate it.
Yes. He's Arnold Russo.
Your father is Arnold Russo.
Mm-hmm. And I think you'll find he's bigger in St. Louis than the whole Callahan mob is out here. And if Daddy heard I wanted to come home and you wouldn't let me, I'd feel very sorry for you, Mr. Barris.
I appreciate your concern, dear. I'll, think it over.
I want to talk to you, Mr. Barris.
I must say you've learned to find your way around this place in a very short time.
Professional interest, in case I ever hear you keep valuable jewels around.
What's on your mind?
That girl that came here yesterday, she's been telling everybody she wants to leave. I think you better make an exception, let her go.
Why?
Why? Because Russo's very big with the mob.
Let me worry about that.
Now, will you worry about that, Mr. Barris? But I wouldn't want Russo to send his muscle men down here to bang heads if my head is still on the premises.
Well, you see, I'm really not very terrified of American gangsters. You see, I've had to deal with real powers in my time. Governments, my friend. I worked for them and against them. Sometimes both at the same time. I didn't exactly start in my business yesterday, and I'm still alive, which should give you a little confidence that I know what I'm doing. This girl may not be Russo's daughter at all.
You hope.
I'll do more than hope. I'll find out, just as I found out about the other girl. She apparently isn't what she seems to be.
What is she?
Let me worry about that, too. Kerman is apparently coming out of his coma. I'm just waiting for him to tell me what she was really doing in the computer room. And if he doesn't check out with what she told you, she won't be a problem to any of us for much longer. Do me a favor. Relax.
You don't think he bought my act, huh? Well, there goes my Oscar.
I'm only sure that if we wait, he's going to kill Jenny.
Okay, then we don't wait.
Tell Charlie it's up to him.
You need some help, honey?
Leave me alone.
Come on, you can read a good book anytime.
Okay, stop it. Will you leave me alone?
Break it up. That's enough now. What's the matter with you? Can't you get along with anybody?
So, this is what it was all about.
Janice, can we go into this some other time? I'm in kind of a hurry.
There's something I want to go into right now. Don't walk away or I'll start screaming for the guards.
They were just fighting over the girl.
Which girl? And where is she? Where are they both?
It's about my sister. I don't want her caught by the police.
Believe me, at this point, I am no threat to your sister.
That's what you're doing here, isn't it? All three of you? trying to catch fugitives, including my sister.
Jennifer, get out of my way.
As soon as you promise not to go after Susan, I want her to give herself up. I want a deal by the police that they won't arrest her.
All right, now you come to talk to me later. I will make any deal you want. Right now, I do not have time to stand here and argue with you. If you want to scream, you go right ahead.
Don't tell me, let me guess. He was just on the way to visit Daddy. All right, you two. Go out and keep an eye on our clients. Go on, I'll be out in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Police.
We could be MVD. Or Cuban agents. How about mainland Chinese?
Funny, you don't look Chinese.
Well, that's nothing. She doesn't even look like a cop.
I have to know exactly who you are.
The three of us are police officers now. This lady was just trying to help her sister and doesn't rate this kind of treatment.
I have to know who is aware that you're here.
My whole department. If we're not in touch in the next 24 hours, you're going to see a stream of blue uniforms that just won't quit.
I have to know if you're lying.
Oh, come on, Barris. This is Captain Link Evers. Would a captain lie?
Part of the problem is that you don't look like a cop. Tomorrow morning, we'll find out. Look around you, if you please. I'm prepared to use these devices on you if I have to. They're called interrogation aids. They can be terribly painful, sometimes even fatal, which is the reason I don't like to use them. So please think about it overnight. Tomorrow morning, we'll talk again, with or without these aids. For your sake, I hope without.
Barris, I'm gonna talk to you about something right now.
Yes?
Dinner. We didn't get any.
Sorry about that. You'll be fed.
Charlie, how can you think about food at a time like this? All I can think about is tomorrow.
Katie, that's exactly what he wants you to think about.
I do deserve this. You people don't, but I do, for ruining what you had set up.
Well, it might not have worked anyway. Double agent type like Barris has lived as long as he has to know all the moves.
This doesn't excuse me, but ever since my sister's case, I've had this attitude toward the police, and I'm sorry that you people...
Wait a minute, what'd you say?
I said I'm sorry.
No, I mean about your attitude toward the police. Now, Mr. Barris had an attitude, too. Anybody notice? He sent his boys out of the room before he talked about who we are.
Who are they, Mr. Barris?
Soldiers, I think.
Soldiers?
I mean, gangster soldiers working for the girl's father. If he really is Arnold Russo. We'll find out tomorrow morning. Give them something to eat.
Yes, sir.
Your boss has got a good thing going for him. Bad thing for you.
What's bad?
He tell you we're cops?
Who?
The three of us, police officers, with the whole department behind us. This place is going to be raided in the next 24 hours.
So you say.
Mr. Barris is going to disappear. He's got 3 or 4 new identities all set up for him. What's he got set up for you?
Man, you're just talking.
Okay, nothing's going to happen and we're nobody. But you asked Mr. Barris about the Wentworth Shopping Center.
Why?
Because that's one of the identities he's going to move into. Now, you and Clayton sit here like jerks and take a fall. Unless you got enough brains to help yourself by helping us. The trouble is, he's such an expert, if he ever gets on the other side of that wall, he's got a dozen identities he can jump into. We'll never catch him.
That's the problem, huh? You don't think we got a problem if we stay on this side of the fence?
That, too.
Is everything all right downstairs?
Yes, sir. Butler fed them.
All right, clear away their trays and cut their other hands for the night.
Mr. Barris, could I ask you something?
Yes?
Wentworth Shopping Center.
What the hell does that mean?
Somebody said I should ask around.
Who said?
I got this girlfriend with a cousin always asking me about real estate, investing. I thought you might know.
Well, I don't know. We'll talk later. Settle them down for the night.
Yes. Hold it a minute. I didn't get his hands tight.
Butler standing in front of the door. He'll give us his gun, but I want him killed for it.
You just want to get him beat up.
That's it.
Let me do it.
Police officer, drop it! Run it! Charlie, hang on. Hello, mobile operator. This is a police emergency.
Out of the car, hands on your head.
This is car 396 to car MW1.
MW1, go ahead.
Captain, we stopped that limo in your APB. The driver is the only occupant. He does not fit the description of Barris.
10-4. Any unit in this area catch sight of the other vehicle I put out an APB on?
Car 28 to MW1, affirmative. We have the vehicle in sight, heading east on Hillsdale, approaching Spring.
I'm on my way. Good to see you again, Mr. Barris. Would you step out of the car, please?
How did you know about this car?
Did you have some more modest identity to go with it, like a poor but honest teacher, a passport forging?
I'm sorry, I feel faint. I have to put my head down.
Like you, Mr. Barris. I didn't learn my business yesterday either. Okay, Jenny, according to Barris's computer, your sister's name is Linda Mason. She's living at that address in Toronto, Canada.
What's going to happen to her?
He's going to give her a chance to turn herself in if she wants to. He's not going to move for extradition for a period of 1 week.
That's wonderful.
And tell her she can cross the border without any trouble. The best idea is to turn herself into the police at Niagara Falls.
I don't know how to thank you.
I seem to recall you did that very nicely. All right, you two can stop grinning and go to work on the rest of those computer printouts.
How many are there?
35.
Oh, you mean we have to write out 35 reports? Not to mention fugitive warrants.
Barris has got clients spread out all over the country.
I'm getting Secretary Spirit thinking about it.
Well, we might as well do it. Of course, you're going to help us, aren't you, Link?
Who?
Come on now, Link, you always give us a hand.
You made some sort of mistake. My name isn't Link. My name is Arthur. Arthur W. Finch. Now, here is my ID. Have a nice day. I'm going fishing.